In the Pledge of Allegiance. In the Pledge of Allegiance. In the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, first up we have the election for board chair. Open it for nominations.
Yeah, Director Jones, I will nominate myself for the position of chair.
These cells can't hear you unless you use your microphone. Okay? You need to switch it.
Yep.
Director Jones, I'd like to nominate Dave Pauline.
I would second Kevin Kramer's motion.
Can you repeat that, Kevin?
What was that? All right, so first we'll go with a vote for Director Aparicio.
I second.
All right, do we have a second for David Pauline?
I second for David Pauline.
All right, so we'll do a roll call for Director Aparicio. Director Winelage? Director Pauline? Director Pauline?
Yes.
We're voting on Director Aparicio for chair.
Oh, okay. I heard that. Do I need to raise my hand or?
No, we're doing roll call, so yes or no?
Oh, okay. Yep. Director Pauline.
What's your vote on Director Aparicio?
Oh, no.
Director Hagee?
Catch me up, please. Are there other nominees? David, okay.
So for Director Aparicio right now.
Okay, so no.
Okay.
Is that right?
Director Kramer?
No.
Director Aparicio?
Yes.
And I vote no. Katie? Director Kelly?
No.
Okay, so next we have votes for Director Pauline, Director Aparicio,
No.
Director Hagee.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. David, can I talk to you?
Yes.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
In the time it requires and the extra meetings?
Yeah, I think I can do it. There'll be some times when I'll need a vice chair to help fill in.
Okay, okay. Then if you are willing, right?
Yes.
Right? You're
I'm
willing.
Yeah, I'm willing to do it.
And that means running the meetings too.
Yeah, I'm going to need some work on that, but I'm sure I'll get some good guidance.
I'm just, yes, surprised. I'm going to vote no. And David, it's because you need to be here to run the meetings.
Okay,
So don't be offended, but I think it's really important to run meetings from this desk. And I know that the last 2 meetings you haven't been able to be here. It doesn't mean you can't serve. It doesn't mean you don't have the wisdom and ability and guidance, but I think it's super important to be here
okay.
on a regular basis. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so Director Kramer,
Yes.
Director Winelledge,
No.
Director Kelly,
I'm also gonna say no for the fact that, for what Betsy said.
Director Pauline, Director,
Yeah, I hear you. I'm reviewing like what my peers are saying and taking that into consideration. I have been out of town the last 2 meetings and had to review it, so and maybe it's better to nominate someone else. So I guess no.
okay,
I would make a motion to nominate Betsy Hagee for the chair.
yeah, and I vote no. So, can we do nominations again, or? All right. Any more nominations?
Chair, I would make a motion to nominate Betsy Hagee to serve as chair.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we're back. We any more?
Yeah, I'll nominate Winelledge.
All right, so is that all? Any more? All right, so we'll go with Director Higgy. So Director Aparicio? No. Director Kramer?
Yes.
Director Higgy?
Yes.
Director Winelledge?
No.
Director Pauline?
Yes.
Director Kelly?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes.
Thank you.
So now you get, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, thank you. Thank you, David, very much. Okay, then we're going to finish the election by selecting a vice chair. And so I will take nominations for vice chair now.
I would nominate David Pulling to be vice chair.
Okay, I have nominations for Dana Wynne-Ellard and David Pauline for vice chair. And I'll take a poll now. We'll start from Dana at this end. Dana?
Sure, I'll vote for myself.
Oh, say again?
I'll vote for myself.
Good for you. Always vote for yourself. That's a good rule. David?
No.
Betsy, yes. Kramer?
No. Or
For Vice Chair David Pauline.
yes.
Or Wynne-Ellard. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, Wynne-Ellard. Wait, let's back it up. Okay, we're doing Wynne-Ellard first. Dawn voted for herself. You voted no. I vote no, if we can reflect that in the minutes.
No.
No from Kramer. Was a? Yes. Okay, thank you. And now we'll go on. Oh, sorry. David and Kelly. Katie?
Yep, this is David. I vote no.
Katie?
This is Katie Kelly. I vote no.
Thank you. Okay, so now we will vote on David Pauline as the vice chair. So we'll start. Jose, please? No. Kramer?
Yes.
Betsy, yes. David?
Yes?
Don? Dana?
No.
Katie?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations. New leadership has been selected for the District 21 School Board. All right, so it appears, and welcome everybody in the room. Big turnout, super exciting. So it appears that we read district mission, vision, and values at the meetings. I'd love to know, just as curiosity, when these were developed, what year? Does anybody have a year for me? 2022, thank you. Okay, the mission statement is educating each student to the highest standards while motivating them to reach their fullest potential and graduating them to be college, career, and life ready. The vision is our schools are a place where children belong. Each student is known by name, strength, and need, and provided the education and opportunities to achieve success. The values selected were striving for equity, inclusion, and belonging, celebrating diversity, engaging the community, supporting the whole child, promoting and achieving academic excellence. Let's review and amend the agenda. Does anybody have any changes to the agenda or any additions that they might want to make at this moment? Okay, hearing none, this is also an opportunity for public comment. Did we have anyone sign up for public comment? Okay, comment on agenda items only. Okay, very good. And nobody online. So we did not have any signups for public comment on agenda items. So we can move to page 2. Okay, the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of routine items such as previous board minutes, routine personal actions, and routine financial transactions. Normally, there's little no discussion. Today, the consent agenda consists of the board organizational chart, board meeting minutes, and personnel report. I do have questions about the board organizational chart. So the board organizational chart is in the packet or online if you looked at the packet. And so it's this kind of chart of duties right here. And so as I looked through it and I read it, I think org chart, organizational chart, there's who's in charge and then it goes down like the roots of a tree, right? But this is more of a duties, who does what. And I found that as I read through it, there were definitely superintendent or Mr. Peterson assigned to specific duties, but then there were other places where there was just somebody listed, and some of those things might change at some point. Like, for example, what if the auditors were no longer available and you had to select new ones? So it was unclear to me on several of these. If something happened, is that a board responsibility to appoint? Or is that staff? So there were some lack of clarity to me in some of these items. So does staff want to comment on that?
It would be staff's responsibility to bring forward what the changes are to the board and the recommendations.
Okay, so if something changed on these that are just listed as the assigned, then that would be actually a kind of a board decision that we would talk about.
Staff would make the changes and bring forward the recommended changes to the board.
Okay, when you say recommended, then I hear that we have a decision.
We would bring it forward to let you know that there were changes, and then you could either approve or deny the changes.
Okay, so we do have a decision in it. And that's,
yes.
I would love to see this retitled as Board Organizational Duties Chart. It's more of what it is than an org chart. And I'd love to see an org chart, by the way. If we can do an organizational chart, I think that would be amazing. Just to see how things go out, and especially since we have 4 new board members, it would be awesome to do that. So that's in the minutes, so thank you very much for indulging my questions. Does anybody else have questions about the board organizational chart document?
No questions, Chair, but I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I have questions about the
as
minutes.
presented.
Hold on.
Okay.
Is that too late for me to ask about the
We can
minutes?
still have discussion. I'm just putting the motion on the table.
Okay, thank you for the motion. The motion has been made. to accept the consent agenda, and I'll call for discussion and have my own discussion. Thanks, Jose. So I gotta find the minutes now. In the minutes, there was a discussion about the motion that Director Nelson made at the last meeting. And it talked about a general consensus that further clarification is needed on the board's approval role in classified versus licensed staff. So while I think that's probably fairly clear, I also think that there was kind of a failure of collaboration around the hiring of Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson, welcome, by the way. But that there needs to be more collaboration and communication around those things. And then I am asking staff, how are we going to circle back and address that? Who's keeping track of that item? Does the board need to keep track of that item so that we can have a discussion about it in a work session or a meeting about how we're going to collaborate on different hires? And the reason I ask is because hiring and terminations are a strategic moment, and if we're not going in a correct strategic direction with our hirings and terminations, then maybe we're off course. So it's part of my due diligence, and so I'm curious about then how we're going to circle back and discuss that. Do we need to keep track of that, or will it be on a work session?
Would make a great topic for a work session or your retreat.
Okay, I will make a note of that, and we will make sure that we are very clear as a board about the hirings and terminations and classified versus licensed. And while those are certainly details of contracts or OD, I think there is also a collaborative moment in there that reflects what's more important than just terminations and hiring. So that, and then in the end, there was a moment, and we do a lot of policy reads at each meeting. There was a moment after the policy read, number 22, information only, a board member emphasized. So we talked about a member. I'm pretty sure it was Jose because he knows the most and is the most senior member, but I think it was Jose that commented about the reconsideration committee, which was likely in these items, and that we needed to be careful that that the reconsideration committee's outline aligns with the existing board committees and relevant policies. So whatever that was, it was a thing, and I think it's important. And so how are we going to keep track of that and know that we did that before the second reading?
So
I just want to clarify my comment first. So my comment was related to our specific board committees policy that we have. So really, if there are any deviations from that, it would be an update to our board committees policy, not the policy that was approved at the last one, if that makes sense.
Vaguely. So our board committees are like the wellness
So it's pretty
committee,
prescriptive in
equity.
terms of the policy that was just updated. A lot of that is statutorily outlined, right? So my suggestion was that our board committee be reviewed to make sure that there aren't any differences in there on our board committees, not the committee as defined within.
Okay, so you're less concerned about the reconsideration
it's fairly
committee
clear.
than just the format of committees that they also match.
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, that's helpful.
It's just trying to be cohesive in terms of just, hey, we've got a standing policy on committees in general. This new policy and the new language defines specifically how that committee operates, and just make sure that we are aligned and consistent with our committee policy.
Okay.
That make more sense?
Which is another part of what we do that's
So any
not specific
updating
to that.
or if it were found to be, inconsistent, then we would need to update our committee's policy.
Okay, and how are we going to track that? Is that staff, how are we going to track that?
if the board wants to consider that one of their committees, we can add it as one of the committees, and then.
I think it was
you
just
all
a
can have-
discussion that it aligned. It was just a discussion. It wasn't adding a committee. It was just a discussion to make sure that our committee formats were consistent across all committees.
Correct.
So is that a work session?
You can have it as a work session, you can do it as part of the retreat.
Okay, well, let's make note of that. I think it's important. Thank you. Okay, then back to the agenda, if I can find it. Here we go. Okay, so, nope. Hang on. I'm looking. I think this is the end. Just a minute. Okay, the consent agenda also includes personnel report. We saw that in the packet, and we also saw, okay. So I have a motion on the floor to accept the consent agenda. Do we have a second to that or any more discussion?
Chair, if I could add to the discussion, please. This is surrounding the personnel report. And I'm wondering if this is updated with information that we received today about the Dallas High School personnel changes.
Would somebody like to share what the personnel changes were at the high school?
We received oh, sorry, go ahead, Dr. Bruno.
It'll come on the August report.
And Director Kelly, how did you receive communication?
Via email. I believe you were also on it. It came a couple of hours ago. And one thing that I was hoping staff could clarify for me. So the email states, Mr. Jim Taylor will serve as assistant principal and athletic director for the coming year, continuing his support of both our academic and athletic programs. And then the email goes on to say, we will soon be posting for an interim assistant principal position. So I was just hoping for clarification on that. Is the interim assistant principal position for the 26-27 school year?
No, for the 25-26 school year.
So right away, it's open. We're
In
at-
addition to Mr. Taylor serving as the assistant principal?
Yes, because we moved the athletic duties back to what it was previously, which was an assistant principal athletic director.
Have we always had two vice principals at the high school?
We did initially, and then athletic director duties moved to a district athletic director.
Correct.
And then we reduced that position because of budgetary cuts, and the position's been moved back to the high school.
Have we always had two, or when did we start having two vice principals?
It was that way when I got here, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Does the enrollment and the duties that this person performs, I guess their scope, and enrollment compared to a couple of years ago, does it support having two people?
It does.
Can you expound on that, why it does?
The enrollment hasn't changed much. Our high school usually averages over 800 students every year, and then we'll drop down between anywhere from 750 to 800. Okay. That's been the trend every year.
Every year since when?
I mean, at least since I've been here.
Okay. Kramer, do you have a comment?
Yeah, I have a comment. I think way back 1968, there's been a vice principal / athletic director with a vice principal, and they were in charge of discipline generally, supporting principal. So it goes way back. Two.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kramer. Okay, thank you. We'll have a lot of curious questions in that regard, and I will look for that email. Starlink was out on the plane. Okay. Any more? Thank you, Katie. Any more discussion? So I have a motion to accept the consent agenda. Do I have a second? Kramer seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes and we move on to item 7, swearing in student representatives to the board if needed. Do we have those representatives here? Okay, so future meetings. And moving on to number 8, staff reports. D21 Education Association representative. Oh, there's 2. Hi, ladies. You're wearing matching shirts, so I hope you explain that. Columbia Gorge Red for Ed.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Good evening. My name is Kate Galt, and I'm the current president of D21EA. I'm here with Abby Cyphers, the current vice president of D21EA. We're happy to be here tonight to introduce ourselves and represent the staff of D21. We are committed to strengthening our partnership between D21EA, NWESP, and the school board. We would like to thank the school board members for dedicating their time to the children of our community. Our unions remain committed to fostering open, honest, and effective communication. You are supporting a fantastic staff that is dedicated and hardworking. We are moving into a new school year and resuming our bargaining to have a fair contract that supports our student-facing staff. We are the ones that work with students daily to ensure the best student outcomes. What you do as a board member is crucial to the success of the entire district and will have a direct impact on the students of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it? Don't get up. Do you represent a union? Which union, please?
D21EA.
Is EA
The certified-
education? Is that
the education
all the
certified.
teachers and yeah?
Correct.
Did you guys just recently change leadership?
Yeah, as of July 1st, we came into this leadership position.
Okay, so welcome Kate and Abby. Okay, anything we should know about? Nope,
Not at this
we
time.
certainly would not discuss it here, would we?
And then we also have our union leader of our North Wasco ESP staff as well.
Okay, thank you, and great shirts.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Sonia Schatz. I am the current president for the NWESP union, which is the classified staff for the school district.
Okay.
I wanted to introduce myself since we have new school board members. We represent many different members that work throughout the school district. Our members include educational assistants, our SPED assistants, our SELAs, who are like our social emotional learning assistants, media assistants, which I am one of, secretaries, transportation, maintenance, and nutrition services. We are in agreement with the D21EA in regards to strengthening our partnership between ourselves and the school board. We may remain committed to having open, honest, and effective communication. We have amazing ESPs that work for our school district and work very hard to support our students. Our members still face many difficulties with their jobs. As with many districts across the state, student behaviors have continued to increase, and our ESPs handle a lot of that load. But they continue to support our students with a lot of care and a lot of empathy. We look forward to the start of another school year and hope that you take the time to visit our schools to not only see our staff in action, but to see the amazing students that we have in each building.
Sonia, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys being here. Okay, thank you, and nice to meet you, and I hope you have a good term. Okay, item 9, possible appointment of school board members to standing committees. These are the standing committees, and appreciate the work that directors have done on these committees. I have a little lack of clarity in the minutes. I had OSBA Legislative Policy Committee was elected, but here, so I'm not sure if that's true or not.
That's correct. That would go through the OSBA election. So previous board member, Director Richardson, had been elected through the OSBA election.
Okay, is
That's
that,
through OSBA membership, so we don't have a seat specifically for D21. That's elected through the OSBA membership, and application process will come out towards the latter part of this calendar year, and then we will vote on whomever applies throughout our Gorge region.
Okay, and so it could be anybody from any of the schools in the region?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
And we're probably the biggest region. It extends out further east into like Gillum,
Okay.
Morrow, Umatilla, trying to think of the other counties, but it's a pretty broad region.
okay, in Oregon.
So we don't need to necessarily fill
Right,
that.
we don't need and if we don't have a director serving on that committee, do we still need that as a committee?
No,
No, okay,
that was by virtue of Director Richardson having been elected to that role.
okay, very good. Thank you very much, Jose. So not today. Other committees are Scholarship Committee, Community Outreach Team, Wellness Committee, Equity Committee, D21 Foundation, Columbia Gorge ESD. I have a question for Directors Aparicio and Director Wynn Elledge. You have served on these committees. It's a two-part question. Do you think these committees are good and they're doing a service, or you would see them differently? And or would you like to continue serving on these committees that you are appointed to?
Sure. The scholarship committee is helping to determine the dollar amount for scholarships for graduating seniors. So I do think it's a very important committee. You work with some of the staff at the high school and then a bunch of other community members in the area. And we meet a couple times later. Actually, we meet once in the fall, and then the big hit is just before graduation. And then the equity committee, it's a work in progress.
Why would you say that? And
Because it's very hard to define, and trying to come up with the right and correct way to implement this has been a little bit of a struggle.
implement the committee? Or
Well, it's required for certain things, that there's an equity committee by the state and certain other processes that we do for like the budget. To do the budget, one of the recommendations is that you have to have an equity committee person on the budget committee as well. So there's a lot of intertwining pieces, and it ebbs and flows, but it's still a work in progress.
okay, and so I'm still unclear on the work in progress.
Well, I've only been on, this is going into my second year. The first year, I wasn't elected to the board, so it started off in one direction. And then the year I was on it, we started off in a different direction because the laws by the state kept changing. So every time we get up and think we've got a process, some of the laws and expectations have changed. So it's a lot of stumbling.
Okay,
And so, yeah, it's, like I said, that's why it's a work in progress.
that's a good clarification. Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome.
Chair Hankey, if I may, unless it's statutorily required that we vote on this at this meeting, I'm wondering if we can postpone this to the August meeting after we've had our board retreat in the OSBA summer conference.
Anybody have feelings about that, or?
I think both of those, I think the board retreat specifically will give us an opportunity to maybe have a little bit more discussion and collaboration about the pros and cons of these and what is required of us. Just have more meaningful conversation at that time.
Thank you, Kathy. I know I asked for more information, like when do these committees meet, and who's on them, what are the expectations? So I don't disagree with you that we may need more information to appoint or to volunteer for any of these committees. Do we need a motion to move this item to the August retreat? Okay, shall we table it by consensus?
I would support that.
I'm supportive of it. The one
do
thing, the one thing I will mention, I'm supportive of the tabling, specifically for the D21 Ed Foundation. As I mentioned, I believe in our June meeting, they are the recipients of a grant from the Ford Family Foundation, and thus are working on strategic planning, which is scheduled for August 22nd and the 23rd. So I think that's relevant to know for whomever does that. I unfortunately cannot attend. I think it'd be good to not, give up our seat at the table for that.
Right. Jose, I was wondering about that because you had a good report at the last meeting.
Yeah.
And I was curious if, because of what was happening, if you wanted to continue for the sake of continuity.
I would love to, but I can't be part of that strategic planning, so I'd rather have someone that can attend that to be part of that.
You can't be part of that one meeting or all meetings?
Likely the whole. I was gonna try and backfill Director Nelson on the COT team, but we can discuss that further.
Okay, we have time at the retreat?
Yeah, it's just gonna come up really quick, which is why I wanna put that
Yeah.
out there in terms of, as people consider the various committees, specifically for the Ed Foundation, those dates are locked in.
And what's the date again?
8/22 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's a Friday, and then the following day, the 23rd, the Saturday, again, 10 to 3. So it's 2 full days.
I see why you don't want to. So, okay. Okay. And the D21 education, so the grant, there must be a facilitator that paid for that grant, to do this planning. Okay. 8/22, when's our retreat? It's
8/18.
Okay, the weekend before. Okay, so I'm going to poll you to see if you consent to tabling this. Jose already said yes. Kramer, do you want to table this? I'll table. Dave is nodding affirmative. Dana's affirmative. And David, do you have a question or a thought?
No, I'm affirming.
Okay, and Katie, that was your idea, so we are tabling. Okay, so we will table and ask staff to make sure this is part of our retreat so that we can have more discussion on these committees and understand them. New business, presentation and reports. Dr. Bernal, you have a superintendent report.
I do not have a report tonight. We will be bringing back a report in August on our summer learning and also summer facilities project report.
Okay. Chief Financial Officer report. Presenter Dan. Dan, welcome.
Thank you very much. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, hello everyone. I'm excited to be here. Wanted to say congratulations to the new board members on their elections. I'm looking forward to working with you. For our report tonight, we have an action item regarding declaring a server surplus equipment. So this is under board policy DN. When we have equipment that we can't use that can be used by the district, then we can declare it surplus and donate to another district. That's what we're doing. The Warden Washington School District is interested in that. So we have a motion to that effect, a resolution.
Okay, so we have the resolution declaring a server surplus equipment and donating the server to the Warden School District. Motions? Motions so we can discuss? Okay, I motion we approve a resolution 252602 declaring a server surplus equipment and donating the server to the Warden School District. Let's discuss.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, discussion. I have a discussion. Where is the Warden School District?
In Washington State.
The state's rather large.
I don't know exactly where it is. I can find out for you if you like.
Well, sure. Are they coming to pick it up?
Yes.
Do we have a server surplus because we store our information in the cloud? Why do we have a server surplus?
It's surplus because it is no longer suitable for use with other servers. So it's been removed from service, and our tech department has told us that it is incompatible, so we can't use it anymore.
And this server is no longer compatible. with what we're using. So technology has deemed that we need to surplus it, the technology department.
Thank you. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
The motion passes. Okay. Financial statement.
Yeah, so forgive me, this is my first board meeting. It's my understanding that the previous CFO would present these without a great deal of commentary. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Dana, what do you think?
Well, I appreciate you getting me the expenditure status because I wanted to follow up on some of the motions from the past month that I wanted to make sure that they came through based on what we approved. And it looks like everything's good. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, yeah, and thank you for bringing that to my attention so that I could get the information out timely.
Yeah, that's kind of a personal thing I asked for, so it just became everybody. So yeah, and I think it's important that we get to see where everything is moving and changing, especially when we have to approve motions. So,
Yeah, I'll make sure it's always there going forward.
great, thank you.
So this is a question for both of you. Dr. Burnell sent out a informational email about federal funding. Does anybody have any comments about that or updates?
We don't have any updates. I met today with the superintendent from the ESD and from Dufur and Sherman County. There are no current updates on the federal dollars that I discussed in the email, other than we did learn that 21st Century Learning Grant, which is our after-school programming, is going to move forward. So we will receive those funds, so we will be able to maintain our after-school program.
Well, that's good news.
Yes, but there are no updates on the other federal dollars. They're under review.
Okay, Dan or Caroline, typically when would we have received the federal program funds?
July 1st.
Okay, as of the fiscal year. Okay. Are they in a budget? Does anybody know?
They were in the adopted budget, yes.
Okay. They were in the adopted budget.
They're in the adopted budget,
But
yes.
they're being held kind of a little squeeze on Oregon. Okay.
We are not in receipt of those funds yet.
Okay, thank you.
Well, in my understanding too, it's not even just us. I mean, the state of Oregon hasn't received the federal dollars from the federal side, right? I mean, they haven't even hit the state.
Nobody has.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody in the nation?
Correct.
Okay, so we're all, okay, so yeah, things may change, we'll see, or not. Thank you. Dan, is that Dan, can we just ask you in general how your training is going?
Well, Randy, my predecessor, retired, so I didn't receive a great deal of training. At this point, I did spend 4 days in conversation with Randy before I started. I had some pre-scheduled vacation that I scheduled before I was even invited to apply for the job. So I've actually been in the office for about 6 days now. So far, I have had an introductory meeting with the business staff, and I'm starting to get to know them and their functions. I did my first cabinet meeting. I've started to learn about the financial information database management system. Visited the transportation department and met some of our bus drivers and the mechanics. I like to get out to the sites and meet people. I've met with our facilities guy, Ryan Allinger, a couple times. Scheduled an introductory meeting with our auditor. I'm going to meet with her tomorrow afternoon. This week, I've been attending the summer conference for the Oregon Association of School Business Officials. And I also started with their School Finance Academy. They have a 3-year program for school business officials to teach us everything we need to know. It's a great learning opportunity, and I've been able to make a lot of good contacts, people to call, as well as meeting some of our vendors.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that report. Does anybody have any questions for Dan? Appreciate that, Dan. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, and I'll go back on mute if that's okay.
Okay, item number 3, the board attorney's report. Jason?
I don't have a report for the board in open session tonight. I don't have anything to report to the board.
Today. But it is a standing item on the, yeah, okay, thank you, sir. Okay.
Just for the edification of those new board members, it's not common that I do have something to share because most of the time what I'm sharing with you is
right, confidential.
But there are times where I do have things that I systematically work on that I bring to the board, but it's not that common.
Okay, well, we appreciate hearing your voice, so thank you for being here. Okay, discussion action items. I don't think we added any discussion action items, so moving on to informational only. Public records request update. Just for my own edification, I know that we read these policies each time as I've watched these meetings and attended in the recent past, and can somebody give me a kind of an overview what's happening when these are being put into our agenda?
If it's a board policy, it'll come for first reading, and then it'll come back for second reading at the second board meeting after that and usually they're voted on after second reading. Administrative regulations are information only.
Say again?
Administrative regulations, which this one, for example, it's a policy, but it's an administrative regulation, an AR. So those are information only.
Because who determines the ARs?
So we get board policy and administrative regulations from OSBA.
Okay.
So we get like the sample policies.
Okay.
And then we bring forward those policies to you all to vote on. And if it's a board policy, it comes for a first reading, and then a second reading, you usually vote on them. And then administrative regulations are informational only.
Okay, so just letting us know, hey, this changed.
Yes.
And I'm curious, I mean, I don't, it's not wrong or right, I'm just curious on the informational ones, why we do it in an open meeting, or, I mean, are there more efficient ways to do that? I'm just curious, I don't even know to even ask an intelligent question here, but.
What do you mean by like?
I like the ARs.
Yeah.
If we have no ability to comment on them, is there a different way to share them?
I mean, I think the best practice is to have them at a board meeting so it's transparent to the public. These are our administrative regulations. These are the changes that were made. A lot of times the changes are based on changes in the law.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. It would be, okay, we'll ask then in the future. This AR change was just to remove specific names from the public records policy, so there wasn't much happening there. The policy didn't change, we just took out the specific names that had been put in there. There's no action for us to do on that other than move on. To number 13, comments from the audience about non-agenda items. And we had a sign up from Sarah Crook. Hi, Sarah, come on up, please. Okay, that's great.
Hi, my name is Sarah Crook. I am the travel trainer for Hood River and Wasco counties. I work for McKed, and I'm here today to just present and give you information on a brand new bus riding program we created this summer for our youth. So it is a way for youth to get familiar with our LINK public transit system, and also a way to earn prizes. So how youth can play it. It's designed for middle school and high school students, so they can take advantage of their school ID to ride the bus for free. If you remember last year, I presented last summer on how we were changing our system so middle schoolers and high schoolers can ride the Link public transit for free by using their school ID. And so in unison with that, we created a program where middle schoolers and high schoolers can go to the library, because we partnered with the Wasco County Library and their reading program, or to the transit center and sign up. We just need to know their name and what city they live in, and they get to choose a prize. I did leave some flyers by the front door, but they go and say, I want to have ice cream. So they sign up and they say they take a card for Shannon's ice cream, and then they have to board the bus where there is a magic red stamp, a Gorge Transit stamp. The bus driver will get them, and once they have that card stamped, then they can go get their ice cream. The prizes we have are Shannon's ice cream, Angel's Bakery. At Brick City, you can make those little mini figs. And then Mod Pizza actually, because we only had a budget of $5 a child, so Mod Pizza actually donated cheesy bread, which is I think $11 or something like that. So those are 4 prizes. You can go to the library or the transit center, write down your name and say, that's what I want to do. They'll give you your card. Now it's 1 prize per ride. So if a youth wanted to make a whole day of it, they can just keep going back and getting another prize. Or they can draw it out. Now we have a very similar program in Hood River. Same setup, different prizes. And then, like I said, we partnered with the reading program for the library. So the library is giving out a special prize. If the youth gets a photo of themselves reading on the bus or at the bus stop, they show the librarian and they'll get a pass to the swimming pool. So 5 prizes in total, or excuse me, 4 prizes, no, 5. 5 in total, 1 including reading a book on the bus. So again, I left some flyers by the door if you're interested, and hopefully you can spread the word and we can get these kids out in the month of August.
Is it just August?
Well, it's going on right now, so it can happen right now.
Okay. But once the school year starts, it's...
Yeah, September 1st is our goal.
So you're just
to
doing
end
a short-time promotion.
Right, so
Okay.
we did start this a month ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not getting much feedback in Wasco County. Hood River County, we've got quite a few kids participating and signing up. So I'm just racking my brain on how I can get the word out. I did submit to the event page on the school website.
Has that been posted? Does anybody?
So, and then I'm just gonna, I actually am gone next week, so first week of August, I'm just gonna double down my efforts to get the word out, so.
Okay, all right. So you requested that we put it on our site. When did you request that?
Oh, about a week or 2 ago.
A week or 2 ago, okay.
The word's out.
Okay, when it started. Okay.
Yeah.
And we only post once a week? No, actually, but that's fine. Thank you. We don't need to drag it out. We'll focus on Sarah.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
yeah.
Any other questions? No?
Great program. So if you do something during the year, I'm sure, we'd have probably a easier way to share with the students, right?
Yes, so this is our first year, and
Okay.
we're learning all the kinks and the bugs, and hopefully when we come back next year, we'll have a lot of that fixed. And like, we created this during the springtime, so we'll have all this in place going into the end of next school year, so we'll hopefully get the word out.
And you're with McKed, so did you have like a assessment, we have a need for youth rides and?
It has been mentioned by actually some school officials and parents, like, I want my kid out of the house. I want them to do something. It started last year when I was talking to the principal at Cascade Locks, and she really wanted her kids to get out of Cascade Locks because they're always doing the same thing. And so there's just one road in Cascade Locks and one ice cream stand. So we started brainstorming last year, and this is what it's developed into. So.
Okay. And you are tracking your success?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Sarah, thank you very much for joining our school board meeting. Appreciate it. That was our last item. Any other discussion by the board members or comments before the meeting is adjourned? Well, then the meeting is adjourned. Does somebody have the time? Oh, I got it. What time is it? Meeting adjourned, 6:58.